day my ex-wife Emma was named Billionaire Beauty Entrepreneur of the Year. My doctor told me I was out of time. I couldn't afford to replace the artificial heart keeping me alive. On TV, the host asked Emma to call the person she regretted losing the most. She dialed my number without hesitation. I picked up. Her voice came through the line.
Do you regret leaving me for money?
I glanced at the massive bill for the heart replacement and let out a quiet laugh.
Emma, you're loaded. Could you lend me $100,000?
The line went dead. On the screen, Emma looked straight at the camera and said coldly,
No regrets anymore.
She had no idea. When her heart was failing, I had secretly given her mine. Right after the broadcast ended, $200,000 hit my account. I stared at it for a moment, feeling things I couldn't name. I used the money to settle my hospital bills. Then I heard a familiar voice out in the hallway. I looked through the crack in the door and saw Emma. 7 years, and time had barely touched her. She was still just as bright and beautiful. The only thing that had changed was the man beside her. The gala had barely ended and she was already here at the hospital, all because her boyfriend had a slight headache. I watched her pull Leo close, cradling his head in her arms. I looked away and quietly reached to pull the door shut. Emma yanked it open. I startled and looked up. Emma's gaze swept over me, ice cold.
It's been a while. You're not going to say hello?
I looked at her, opened my mouth. 1,000 things sat on my tongue and all of it came out as,
Emma, lend me another $100,000.
Emma froze for a second. Then her expression darkened. She grabbed my wrist.
7 years, and that's all you have to say to me?
The needle scars on my wrist throbbed under her grip. I took a slow breath and said quietly,
You have so much money, Miss Emma. I just wouldn't want Mr. Leo getting the wrong idea.
Something shifted in her eyes, a flicker of something harder to read. The woman was about to say something when Leo wrapped his arms around her.
Babe, is this your ex-husband?
Leo looked me up and down, his tone dripping with contempt.
300,000? Emma drops 300,000 on a watch for me without thinking twice. What a shame you didn't know what you had. If you hadn't walked out on her, I never would have gotten to meet her.
I said nothing. My mind drifted back. Emma and I met in college, fell in love, and spent 5 years together. Back then, she wasn't worth $1 trillion, and my body wasn't as bad as it is now. 2 orphans who had found family in each other. To have a little family of our own, we worked incredibly hard. Just as our small business started gaining traction, Emma was diagnosed with severe heart disease. Treatment and a transplant surgery required a massive amount of money. We burned through every dollar of our startup savings. To raise money for the medical bills, I worked multiple jobs at once, hating myself for not earning fast enough. I worked myself to the bone just to scrape together enough for her medicine. We even switched to the cheapest generic medications we could find, but we still couldn't find a matching donor. Just as I watched Emma growing thinner day by day, watching her waste away on the verge of despair, the doctor came to me and said the match had come back. The person who matched Emma's heart was me. My thoughts came to a stop. Emma rose on her tiptoes and kissed Leo's forehead, her voice soft.
If you hadn't walked out on me, I never would have found you. That watch you had your eye on, the $300,000 one, I'll get it for you. Pick something even more expensive next time. Your wife can handle it.
Watching them, the parts of my artificial heart seemed to grind slower, the ache spreading until I could barely breathe. Just as I turned to leave, Leo gave a cold laugh and quietly stuck his foot out to trip me.
Oh wow, Mr. Liam, watch where you're going.
Pain tearing through my chest. The medical report scattered from my hand and landed at Emma's feet. Seeing me fall, Emma's face tightened, and she instinctively reached out to help me. Leo grabbed her hand and cried out.
What's this?
Emma's eyes dropped to the report on the floor. She picked it up and skimmed through quickly.
Artificial heart replacement. Liam, I can't believe you'd pull something this low just to scam me. You haven't changed at all. 7 years later, and it's still all about the money.
I got up and looked at Emma. Healthy, steady, alive. A faint smile pulled at my lips as I silently picked up the report.
Since you know money is all I care about, Boss Emma, how about lending me a little more? Babe, what if it's actually true? Besides, It was Liam leaving you that led to you getting that heart donation. We should help him out, don't you think?
These words landed exactly where he meant them to, reminding Emma of the fact that I had abandoned her for money.
A good person's heart shouldn't go to waste on someone like him. He doesn't deserve it.
Emma turned and walked away with Leo. Leo kept up the act of begging as they left. But the moment he glanced back at me, the smirk on his face was pure venom. I picked up my medical report, now covered in Leo's boot prints. The mechanical heart lurched with a tremor it had no business making. My vision blurred. My pupils lost focus, their silhouettes fading. After a long time, I wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth and stared at the words. Artificial heart replacement. My fingers traced the scar on my chest. 7 years old now. Emma still didn't know. The heart beating inside her chest was mine, 7 years ago, because a suitable heart couldn't be found in time. Emma's body grew weaker day by day. Artificial heart technology wasn't mature back then. Theoretically, it could sustain basic life functions. But there were too many risks. After the match came back, I gave her my own heart. I replaced mine with an artificial heart rated for a theoretical lifespan of 7 years. To save money, I went with the cheapest one available. Since then, sharp pains would shoot through my chest from time to time. Coughing up blood and sudden crashes of weakness became the norm. And because I had no money, the surgery to replace it with a newer model kept getting pushed back. Now 7 years had passed. The artificial heart in my chest sent out its 7th wave of pain. I knew it had already hit its limit. After leaving the hospital, I went back to my rental. The room wasn't big, damp, freezing in winter, unbearable in summer, but cheap. Emma and I used to live here. This was where we talked about the future. After I found out my heart was a match for hers, I played the role of a gold digger and handed her divorce papers. Emma had spent 5 years with me. Through everything, I never complained once and never left her side. She knew exactly how much I loved her. She couldn't bring herself to believe I would actually leave. I also knew she loved me to the bone. If she ever found out the truth, she would never allow me to trade my life for hers. To save her, I had to harden my heart and pretend I was done with her illness. Done with staying by her side through days with nothing to look forward to. I told her I hated her for dragging me down. I still remember that day. The girl who had never once broken down cried like I'd never seen, without holding anything back. She signed the divorce papers in tears, and I signed my name on the organ donor form. After the surgery, I left carrying nothing but a reputation as a heartless gold digger. I just never expected there would come a day when Emma and I would meet again. Now she had gone further and further, living the future we had once planned together. I could never go back. Watching her on the news, confident, at the top of her game, a trace of sadness rose in my chest, and something like relief along with it. My phone rang and pulled me out of my thoughts. I picked up. It was the bank. They told me the $100,000 transfer had been sent by mistake. I needed to return it immediately or face criminal charges. I hung up and let out a hollow laugh, not sure what else to say. After a moment of silence, I called my buddy and asked him to find me a job so I could pay the money back. Emma hated me so much. If she found out that a money-obsessed guy like me had to pay it back in installments, she'd love every second of it, watching me grind myself into the ground paying off that debt. Because of my heart, my body gave out easily, and most jobs were out of the question. I scraped by on whatever odd work I could find. My buddy Henry knew how bad things were and got me a shift at a gala. Serving drinks, $200 for the night. The work was light enough to manage. When I put on the server uniform, pulled on a mask, and started making my rounds with the wine, I ran into Emma again. She was in a high-end evening gown, every inch of her put together and poised. Leo had on a tailored suit, standing straight and tall. The two of them walked in, arm in arm, the picture of a perfect couple, everyone in the room gravitating toward them. I caught one look and dropped my head immediately. Emma took a glass of wine without recognizing me.
What is wrong with you? You spilled wine all over my suit.
I stopped. I noticed the damp patch at the corner of his jacket. I said nothing, just lowered my head and started blotting it with a napkin. Emma watched me, her brows pulling together slightly. The look in Leo's eyes turned ugly. Without warning, he drove his foot into my chest. Pain tore through me. I went down hard.
Don't touch me with your dirty hands. Security, get him out of here.
Leo's face was all outrage, but the smirk underneath it was impossible to hide, even with only my eyes showing above the mask. In that split second of eye contact, Emma recognized me. Her lips parted, a flash of something like pain crossed her face, and then it was gone, replaced by cold contempt. She waved off the security guards and pulled down my mask.
Liam, you run into your ex-wife and you can't even say hello?
Mr. Liam, what are you doing here? You're Emma's ex-husband. How did you end up serving drinks?
The whole ballroom went quiet like someone had killed the sound. Every eye in the room landed on me. Then came the jeers.
Didn't Boss Emma's ex-husband walk out on her when she needed him most?
You abandon Boss Emma and end up pouring her wine? Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
Someone threw red wine over my head. Then it came from everywhere at once. Glasses sailed in, one after another, shattering against me, against the floor. Dark red wine and bright red blood spread across the marble. Every one of these people jockeying for Emma's favor saw their chance and took it. Blood ran down my forehead and across my cheeks. I didn't feel a thing. I said nothing.
What's wrong, Liam? Nothing to say? Does talking to people run by the hour for you?
She gave a cold laugh, and the room laughed with her.
You're here to ask me for money, aren't you? Fine, I'll give you what you came for.
She waved someone over and had them bring out a dozen bottles of top-shelf red wine. Open them one by one.
Drink every last drop and I'll give you $300,000.
She threw $300,000 on the floor, the bills landing in the pooled wine and blood. Emma's face was set with a coldness that wouldn't budge. Everyone in the hall wore the same look, mocking, watching this play out like it was entertainment. Ever since I replaced my heart with an artificial one, my body had gotten weaker and weaker. I couldn't lift anything heavier than nothing. I couldn't run or jump anymore, and even walking a few extra steps left me winded. Alcohol, the thing ordinary people reach for to numb themselves. Even a little could make my artificial heart give out.
If I drink it, that 100,000 I owe you, we're even, right?
Fine.
I smiled, grabbed the first bottle and started drinking. My body was already running on fumes, and the doctor had told me not to touch a single drop. The burn hit my throat and my body revolted, nearly forcing everything back up. I forced it down and kept going, bottle after bottle. Everyone watched with the same smirk, waiting for the punchline. Only Emma's face grew darker with every bottle. I reached for another one. Emma finally grabbed my wrist.
Liam, without money you die, is that it?
You're right. Without money, I'll die.